KonMari is so 2016. This year, it's all about the death cleaning. I hear all the cool kids are doing it. Are you? Let's go. Hi guys, it's Laura from How to Get Your Shit Together, and I help you get organized, get motivated, and get rid of a whole pile of crap. And move over KonMari Method because there is a new decluttering craze in town. But does Swedish Death Cleaning signal the end of Spark's joy? Let's discuss. But first, what in the name of feck is Swedish Death Cleaning? It is from the Swedish word dustadning. My sincere apologies to Sweden for butchering your beautiful language. With "dö" meaning death and "stadning" meaning cleaning. It's a pretty straightforward translation, in fairness. Yeah, but what does it mean? Simply put, it is death prep decluttering. According to Margareta Magnusson, the author of The Gentle Art of Swedish Death Cleaning, which, by the by, is an excellent title, you should minimize your belongings so that they don't become a burden after you leave this mortal realm. After our passing, our loved ones are left to pick up the pieces, often literally. They're the ones tasked with clearing out our homes and dumping our junk. I haven't yet had to do it, but anyone I know who has been through the process has described it as extremely taxing and exhausting, both mentally and physically. The aim of Swedish Death Cleaning, then, is to make it as easy as possible on your nearest and dearest. Instead of holding each item and asking, does this spark joy? You're examining each item by asking, will my loved ones consider this crap? Her actual question is, will anyone I know be happier if I save this? But I'm paraphrasing. For funsies. Okay, so I jest, but you get the idea. You're supposed to be saving the next generation from having to deal with your junk. Putting your affairs in order so your poor children don't have to. So how does Swedish Death Cleaning differ from the KonMari Method? Well, for a start, there are no hard and fast rules when it comes to death cleaning. In fact, there aren't really any rules at all. The only guiding principle in the decision of what to declutter is whether you think people will want it after you're gone. That's not entirely helpful. On the flip side, there are no rules, for example, saying that you have to fold your clothes a certain way. Magnusson does have a lot of practical advice in the book though, like keeping a log of passwords so that your accounts can be accessed posthumously. The security conscious side of me would suggest leaving that log in the hands of a trusted lawyer or in a safe or similar. She also interestingly suggests that you keep a few beloved items in a box with a note saying that they can be tossed after your death. Because in reality, things that spark joy for you may just bring unnecessary stress to someone else. The note will alleviate a lot of anguish that relatives may feel about letting go of your stuff. I can only imagine how difficult it must be to part with a loved one's things, or to make a decision about what to keep, or just trying to deduce whether something was a beloved item or whether the person just never got around to binning it. So I do think that having less stuff decreases the burden for those left behind. And having clear instructions for what can be tossed without a second thought can make the process as easy as possible. Personally, I find journals puzzling. I don't want to dump them because they basically contain my life and I love reading back over them, but I also don't want anyone else reading them after I'm gone. I did try an online journal for a while with a password, but I just prefer the old-fashioned way. What's a gal to do? Anyway, what about the KonMari Method? The truth is, the two processes could work in perfect harmony. You could perform your Swedish death cleaning by incorporating a lot of elements from the KonMari Method, working in categories and asking if things spark joy for you, while also adding the extra layer of whether you think the things will spark joy for people after you're gone. Personally, I need the solid structure of the KonMari Method. I want to keep things that spark joy for me in the here and now and not have the added stress of worrying whether Scout will want it after I'm gone. Still, like I said, the two aren't mutually exclusive. I know there are a lot of you who find the KonMari Method to be a little too rigid, so Swedish Death Cleaning might be the solution for you. And it's true that facing up to our own mortality and the happiness of the people we love can cause a complete shift in our priorities. Things that once were important suddenly seem trivial. So that can make decluttering a whole lot easier. It's also true that you can't take anything with you and you shouldn't expect someone else to clean up after you. So Magnusson's method certainly has its merits. And let's face it, Swedish Death Cleaning sounds so much cooler and will sell more books. Long story short, take responsibility for your stuff so you're not leaving a big old Swedish death mess for someone else to mop up. What say you, yay or nay to Swedish death cleaning? Let me know in the comments below. I will pop a link in the description box to the Swedish death cleaning book if you would like to learn more, and also to Marie Kondo's book if you are old-fashioned like me. If you are interested in minimalism and decluttering, and I assume you are because you're watching this video, then please do subscribe to the channel. It's a big topic around these parts and I cover it regularly. Hit that big old subscribe button and click the bell beside it to be notified of new uploads, or just check back every Thursday. Until next time, I am off to look up flights to Sweden. It sounds like a badass country. Cura mila magwiv, agus feki me shifshigalua. Sloan. Also this, not true. I changed it just before Halloween and I didn't have enough teas for trick or treat.